Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Confidence Faith Podcast, Move Forward in Love. I am your host, Samantha, or Dr. Sam, and I'm also a relationship coaching consultant. Today, I am going to cover transition. Transition is moving from one state of being to another. This can be with your mindset, this can be with your physical health, this can be with your wellness, your spirituality. It's moving from here to here. And a lot of the times people think that transition can be easy. Sometimes it can. Sometimes it can be forceful because you just wouldn't move on your own. Or sometimes it can be very tumultuous because it's such an upheaval of what you're doing. When people hear rediscovery, it sounds this like kind of cloud-like experience where you just like open this door and there you are, a new you. But the thing is that new you is literally kind of like a reflection or hybrid of old you, your inner child, meeting new you and coming forth in a new confidence. So today I'm going to give you faith to go with that confidence and show you how confidence faith can actually help you on your transition. So, if you don't know, my name is Samantha, Dr. Sam, and I have had loss of self in 5 out of 8 of the areas, or excuse me, 5 out of the 8 levels of love. So, if you don't know, there are 8 levels of love. They parallel with relationships. And when you have broken love on one of those levels, it creates loss of self. It's the feeling of lost, stuck, broken, unloved, or without your light because of a negative event, life transition, or PTSD experience. So I had 5 out of the 8. For myself, I had low self-value, parental divorce, alcohol addiction, leaving God, and biracial wounds. Ta-da! These things traveled with me until I was 22. Maybe you're just figuring out that you have a void, a longing for something, a desire to be more, a desire for a better life, and you're just not sure quite how to get there. Well, that's where I'm going to come in. So I'm going to share with you what transition is, the multifacets it can have, and then how I can help. So what is this transition? It's moving from one space to another. In Rediscovery, I want to help you move from this present space, revert backwards to understand how you got here, because your past is the path, and then move you forward so that you can see where you can actually go. Transition, if you're dealing with a physical situation, it could be losing weight. It could be a mental situation where you're having to stop believing the lies that you've believed all these years. It could be a spiritual situation where you have to realize that God's been here all along, or I need to explore my faith. When you go through transition, the hardest thing is that you're having to reteach yourself as well as others who you want to be, who you are changing to be. See, a lot of people forget as soon as you interact with somebody, you're teaching them. You're teaching them who you are, what to expect from you, or how to treat you. That's number 3, how to treat you. When you go and you lie to someone, for instance, when you go and you lie, when that lie is found out, not if, but when, you have now taught someone that you don't feel they're trustworthy, you will do what you need to protect yourself, and you don't care or respect other people. That's my perspective on lying. When you're in rediscovery and you're in this transitional phase, and you're trying to say, I'm not lying anymore, do you know if you've been lying for 10 years, how hard it is for people to believe that? You could go 50 times not lying, and they will finally start to believe you. And that one slip up you have, because there will be temptations, there will be errors, and there will be setbacks, will wipe out those 50, and you have to start again. Transitioning from alcohol, it's going and saying, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But until you figure out those triggers, you're going to fall into a trap of temptation most of the time. You're going to find those same people who want to hang out and who want to drink, and you're going to say, no, no, no. And then you might start to feel like, oh, I remember when, or I'm missing out, or this is just too hard. I'm the only one not. And then you drink and you fall back, and they say, see, man, it's not that big of a deal. You shouldn't stop drinking. Spiritually, when you're transitioning, it's, I don't believe in God. And people are like, wow, that's really strange. And then you're like, I believe in God. And people are like, what do you mean? And it's like, well, I had this revelation. Well, what do you mean? And then you get deep into it and they're like, but you didn't even believe in God. And see, transition comes with a lot of skepticism, a lot of reteaching, and a lot of perseverance. When rediscovering, though, it doesn't have to necessarily be that hard. Because a lot of the times when people are rediscovering or transitioning, they're trying to do it on their own. That's kind of where we all fall short, to be honest. When we were made, we were not made to be alone. I read one time it said you were born into a group. You had parents. You had at least one parent. You had a caretaker. You had cousins. You had school people. We're always in a group. We look for acceptance in this group, but sometimes we forget to find acceptance in ourselves first. In rediscovery, you have to find acceptance in yourself first. The reason being is that when you start to believe in God, when you stop drinking, when you stop lying, you have to have that confidence in yourself because somebody is going to throw the past back at you. Someone's going to use that as a weapon. Well, remember when you told this lie and it did this and it all turned out good? Or remember when you drank and we had that blast? It's the self-love that you have for yourself during transition that makes it easy. But when you don't know what the self-love is and you don't understand that you have broken love and you don't even know how it's feeding into your wellness and your holistic self, that's where it gets crazy. I'm telling you this because I did it for 10 years by myself. I didn't really know what a spiritual awakening was or a dark night of the soul. I didn't know what coming to God would mean for me and what a change it would be. I went from clubbing and drinking and cursing all the time to not cursing and not drinking and not clubbing. I went from wanting to wear saucy attire to being like, I really don't think that everyone deserves to see what my husband should see. When my perspective changed because of the spiritual awakening, and if you don't know what that is, that's when essentially you become closer to God in a way that allows you to see the materialism and the falsities of the world and the true construct that you've been living in. And you're met with the reality of what spirituality and being happy with authenticity and being content in purpose and not items is. And it creates the sensation of loneliness, fraud. It creates a reality that falls apart because you realize the reality that was created was never real. It becomes lonely if you don't know what. I remember saying, I feel alone. I feel lost. It feels like everything's crashing. What do I do? And people just told me, keep going. Keep going doesn't help you when you feel your whole world has been a lie. So when you're in these transitions and you're in these moments of rediscovery, you need someone to make it easier for nothing more but to make it easier. And it doesn't even have to be these big things. Like maybe you're not at a spiritual awakening. Maybe you're a parent and you're like, what's going on? I've lost myself. I have not showered in 3 days. My kids puked on me at least 4 times today. I don't even know what a hairbrush is. I'm tired of just doing it on my own. Maybe if I wasn't here, it would be better. What if my husband or my wife just didn't even care? And you feel alone. That's why we were meant to be together. See, when we transition and we need that help and we need that support, when we look to ourselves, we only have this much knowledge. When you look to others, that this much knowledge gets expanded to this much and then that much. And however many friends people can chime in, but is your ultimate decision on your transition, on your rediscovery, on your path to a new future of what you're going to do with it. For me, it's easy to want to push you and say, hey, just do this with me. Take these steps because I've been there. I've done it. I've gotten to the other side. I've got wisdom. I've got knowledge. I've got God's insight that He blessed me with. And I want to share it with you. And I think it's this easy. And I want to crave a little bit more. You getting it and getting that hype feel from your success. But I realize that sometimes it's not that easy of a start. So, what I'm saying today is try. And what is a try? Try is just saying, do I want a better life? Do I want a new me? Is it time for things to change? Have things been working? Second question is, do I know where to go? Do I even have another option? Do I know who to be? Who will I be when everything falls away? What is this awakening? It's going to be scary. I don't believe in God, but where do I even go? Because if I talk to the people who believe in God, they chastise me. If I talk to people who don't believe in God, they don't even have any advice for me. And if I go to the internet, there's just too much. It's just too much sometimes. And so I'm saying, come and rest. Ask. I'm here to answer you. So here are two extra things you can do. So those are your first two questions. Now I'm going to give you a path to do it with. The first path is go download the relationship and love packet. It's the foundation of what I'm working on. It's the foundation of what I've known, and I'm sharing it with you. See, first step, you can do it alone. You don't even have to do it with me. Just give me your email and get the packet and learn because there's questions in there. There's information in there. I'm asking you to put you on a new path, right? And the second thing is email me. Say, hey, I downloaded this and I'm interested in this. Or, hey, I've got a question. Do you have some guidance? I do. I'd love to share it. I'm craving to share it with you. But I need you to take the first step. I need you to say, hey, I've been struggling this on this. Would you talk about this on your podcast? Yes, I would love to. Because for me, helping you is not just helping you, it's helping you, everyone around you. It's helping you find purpose, identity, and faith. And those things are the things that have brought me here. And that's why for me, it's so passionate. And we're going to take it step by step. Trying is just showing up once and then seeing where you want to go from there. And that's all I'm asking. So today, if you're going through a transition, know it is hard. Know you're going to be challenged. Know you're going to fail and know you can succeed because I did it. I quit drinking. It took me 5 years, cold turkey. I stopped cursing. It took me 5 years. Sometimes it won't take you that long. I know somebody who had an alcohol addiction and they prayed to God and God delivered them in one night, 1 minute. I know somebody who tried to commit suicide by pills and they had an angel sit with them all night until they threw up every single pill. Not everything takes 5 years, but what it does take is one try in 1 second and in one moment. And that's what you're going to do today. Download that packet, email me if you need to, and let's get you started on the right path to rediscovery. Transition doesn't have to be hard because you have me, and I'm here to help you. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye.